Ian Cardoni made everyone a pie for today's show. So guess what, everybody? You're a pie. Ian Cardoni.
I am the king. Don't believe me? I'm 5 years old. I'm sitting in a red and gold throne twice my size, toy soldier guards lining the hallway, and someone has just placed a crown atop my head. For everyone else, it was a Christmas card photo opportunity at the Yankee Candle Workshop. But for me, it was so much more. This was a crown for the attitude I would carry with me for years. I am the king. King of what, exactly? My castle was a small suburban home outside of Boston. My bedroom door was always very lightweight, thin, Luan painted white on both sides, simple, not too squeaky. And the door had to be replaced on 6 or 7 occasions because from time to time there was a gaping hole pounded through the middle. Apparently, I have a temper problem. More accurately, it's an authority problem. The night after my coronation, I was convinced I was still in charge. My parents told me it was time for bed, but I was king and I wanted to stay up late. We were up late. It was already 8:30 on a school night. I don't want to go to bed. I want a slice of cheese. Ian, it's past your bedtime. You can't have any cheese right now. Go to bed. I want a slice of cheese. I'm the king. It's not fair. Mom and Dad tag-teamed me, putting me back into my room, only to have me run out screaming again, I want a slice of cheese! Why won't you let me have a slice of cheese? I'm the one in charge! Exhaustion was setting in on both sides, and I definitely ruined their movie night, but their line was firm. Lights off, no cheese, and now they close my door. So I leap up. Like the medieval kings before me, I bear down on the castle door, the portcullis, I raise my lance, and wham! Silence. The door was dented. This was a first. It was like that scene in Brave where she tears the tapestry of her and her mom, and you can feel something break underneath the object. I scare them too much to punish me. I certainly scare myself. I didn't get the cheese, and I didn't get my way. But I showed that door who was boss, and I showed my parents a new side of me. Now, every child misbehaves. A hole shaped like a tiny fist is almost endearing. So the first door was excused. But being king and having a new door meant that I could just do this again. So I did. Not for fun or for evil, but to prove a point. Murdering doors wasn't an act of blind rage. It was a focused frustration. My temper has always been a way for me to protest. I believe that a protest isn't just going against someone else. It's a declaration of one's own authority. So whenever I felt my authority, my intelligence, my judgment, my freedom being threatened, I fought. And I fought to win, to get my way. As I got older, it wasn't endearing, and the damage wasn't limited to the doors. It was pushing midnight, and my parents wouldn't let me walk to my friend Brian's. In my head, I am still king. But I was just their teenager. Ian, it's late. It's cold. And what if something were to happen on the way? I just wanted that yes. I felt anxious, smothered, and I wanted my freedom. My parents were ready for bed, lights already off, but I had to get my way. I'm going. You're not allowed to. Well, that's ridiculous. What are your reasons? You don't have any good reasons. None. We don't need to have a reason. It's too late. Why do you need to go out right now? Because! Oh my God! Are you guys serious? You don't get me! Stop yelling. No, you shut up! You don't get me! And as I felt the tears coming on, I turned round to my door, slammed it, and wham! Silence. The splinters catch my pants leg as I withdraw my foot. Oh, fuck, what did I just do? You don't get me. You don't get me. Maybe if I say that it'll be true, and I'll have an excuse to break things. I'm so terrified that you might not love all of me, my darkest, angriest self, that I put distance between us with "you don't get me," so I don't have to face myself in front of you. My parents saw me as a true monster in these moments, and I see it. You don't get that I'm king, so to prove it, I will be a tyrant. Many doors later, and some time away at school, I was back living at home. I had no work ethic. I didn't want to get just a job, and post-college panic and uncertainty made me depressed, irritable, and content to stay put. I was terrified to go out into the world without the safety of my castle for the first time. I keep saying I'm king, but I never ever feel like one. My parents sit me down for a heart-to-heart about personal responsibility, being motivated. It wasn't even a typical get a job speech. But instead, it was, you set all these goals for yourself. Your sights are aimed so high. You want to go into the hardest career ever, and you aren't stepping up. It's what I needed to hear, but it's not what I wanted. All I heard was, you want to be a king, but you're not. We fight, we yell, and now "you don't get me" is, "oh, I can't wait to move out. I am leaving. I can't wait to get the fuck out of here." Wham! My hand is throbbing. I wreck the door. It's off its hinges, and so am I. And then it hits me. I am leaving. For years, I've used anger and defiance to declare myself equal, only to be left alone in this moment, a gaping hole in the door and in our relationship. My actions now had the threat of real miles, real distance, and I have hurt us. I am the king of nothing. All my life, I've wanted to be seen as an equal by people with more authority. Everyone, my parents especially. I could not accept the fact that the parent-child relationship just isn't equal. And now I'm here, their only child, a lonesome king. And as I get older, I realize that something's missing. Something I ruined with my behavior. It made no sense what I did. This was not a troubled home. I wasn't beaten or neglected or starved. They really did treat me like royalty. And I was an asshole. If I hadn't wasted so much time in lumber growing up, maybe we'd be closer. Perhaps we'd be stronger together. They could rely on me, and living so far wouldn't ache every day. But distance and time can provide perspective. I spent years rejecting the idea that I needed parenting until I really did need it. Their grace and patience with me was far more noble than any of my doorway battles. A real king doesn't need to show off his power. So if I try now to follow in their example, rather than blustering my way through our relationship, maybe they could look past my anger and I'd finally feel equal. The past few years have been better. I really cherish the time we spend together. Underneath every "I love you, Pop, I miss you, okay, we'll talk soon, thanks, Mom," is a king saying, "I'm sorry for being such a dick." Over Christmas last year, I spent time with Dad in his workshop. I decided to design and build a solid oak kitchen organizer for my mom. And he taught me a lot I didn't know, including how to make a really nice spice rack. We spent quality time on these projects together, taking our time on each step. It was the closest I'd felt to them in years. We went upstairs to show Mom what we'd made, and holding on to this unique, solid, handcrafted piece of wood, I paused. Sure beats making a new door, huh, Dad? They laugh. But no, really. I don't know if I'll ever be a good king, but I'm learning to be a better son. Thank you.